Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome now here to a race recap of the JennaStrong Fall Classic cross-country race at Wilmington College that we had last Friday. So going into the race a little bit, kind of like the background of what was going on. That was our last regular season race before the conference meet, which is about a week and a half away from the time that this video is going to be up. So it's more of a chance for us to kind of see where we're at and just put it on the line as a last effort, really, of no consequence, essentially, before the postseason. So we went into the race. We weren't backing down off training any more than we normally would. Just it was a normal week of training leading up. Mileage stayed consistent and everything. But going into the race, we were all a little bit apprehensive. I shouldn't say apprehensive because it wasn't in our control, but wary of the fact that the weather could be a little bit bad. There was rain in the forecast. And the course itself involves, as I'll discuss a little bit later, some backwoods areas that could have gotten pretty muddy. However, we avoided it all, basically with nothing more than a little bit of a drizzle a little bit before and during the race. So it ended up being a very good race. Our men's team finished 5th overall out of 30 teams-ish, and I finished 6th individually out of over 300 or 200 or 300 runners, I'm not sure, with a time of 26:08. So a little bit slower than the Louisville race, but that was to be expected, as I'll discuss later, because the course is a little bit more difficult this time around. But here we go into the recap. So now this is going to be the race recap for the JennaStrong Wilmington meet that we ran at last week. So there's a start line, pretty big, not quite as big as pre-nats, but still over 300 runners and 30 teams on that start line right there. A big wide angle. And kind of interesting, we don't have volume on this one, unfortunately, for the recording, but the starting gun was actually a cannon. So you see the big plume of smoke there. Definitely a pretty wide start line there with a loud start, obviously. But as you can see, I don't know if you can kind of see it here, but it narrows down quickly because if you look to how wide it was, then that's the course right there. That's where we actually have to get into to make sure that you have to get out quick enough to make sure you get the position you want, because there is room to move up, as you'll kind of see here later on. But again, I like to get out hard to establish position, but not be dumb to where it's going to completely compromise my race plan. Dangerous turn around the tree there. Lead vehicle getting ahead to stay out of the way, which is nice. So there we are. I'm somewhere sitting there, probably about third, I believe. Not that you can really see me from how far out we are. Making a big loop here for the first part of the course around a baseball field, essentially, and much of the back campus. A little bit of pavement there. It's not great, and some of the gravelly trails. But what the starter said before the race was this is a true cross-country course. And you guys don't really get to see much of that in this video that I'm showing you, courtesy of Wilmington College, the athletic department. So huge shout out to them for letting me use this. But yeah, the back campus that we ran on for part of the meet, very true cross-country European style, none of the manicured golf course type of stuff. But the current leader, it's Simon from the host school, Wilmington. Probably one of the best runners in the country right now, D3 wise. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but yeah, I kind of cut out a little bit there. This race video is a live Facebook feed. So there are points of it where it kind of goes dark, basically. So I just edited that out. But basically what happened in the time that you guys missed is we made the first loop. That's Simon, the kid I was talking about, one of the best runners in the country, Division III wise this year, and on his home course, taking the lead and gapping me. I'm there in second, if you can see me. My plan was just to stay as close to him as possible. He knows the course and he's probably the class of the field. But when he decided to make his move to establish that it was his race, he was gone just like that. I ran the same pace, I think, for when he started to gap me there. He started to turn over and you couldn't even see it. And I was live on the course and I was right next to him. But just when he decided to take over the race, it was over. And so we're making the second loop now, kind of on the back campus area. Little wicked downhill there, a little bit jarring, but on the first loop, I actually took a little bit of a lead on there, not to try and establish some type of pace or anything, or think that I was going to hold it over him, but just so that I was going to run the downhill as my advantage to pick up a little bit of pace. But yeah, at this point now, once he decides to take the lead, we didn't see him again. He ran 24:44, I believe, on this course, which if you would have seen the back campus and how truly cross-country style challenging it was, it's pretty darn impressive. And so now here I'm showing a little bit of video. So this is the lead vehicle pack, or this is the lead vehicle footage, excuse me. And I mean, there's no volume, but the crowd is absolutely going crazy for Simon. This is the reason why I include this. It's just so we make the first 2 loops on the down campus, like on the part of like the athletic fields. Then one thing that's actually cool about this Wilmington course is we come through the campus, like the main part where the students go to class and everything. But everyone there was cheering for him. Granted, it was his home meet, but myself and the chase pack, we were all trying to like make it somewhat of an honest, like respectable race to where he wouldn't blow us out. And just everyone is going crazy about 100 yards ahead of us. And it was great to have some of that energy, but at the same time, it's incredibly demoralizing here as you see him just establishing his authority on this race. Yeah, to describe the layout of the course right now, we're on the upper part of the campus. So we started on the lower practice and athletic facilities side of the campus, did 2 loops down there, and then we come up to the main area of campus. You see more of the crowd going crazy for Simon there. Come up to the main part of the campus here and hit 2 miles, 2.5. And then we go back down to finish in the woods. As you see, I believe that's a soccer team going crazy for him. And then there's some more of like the trail pack making their first time up there onto the campus. But again, just crazy how much energy that they all had for their home team. And it's definitely a home field advantage, but they deserve to win as both a team and individually. Simon's a great runner. Wilmington's a good team. But yeah, they definitely put their authority on this race. So then at that point in the race, we have about a chase pack of 5 going down that hill, and we are going now back down to the lower part of the campus, the athletic fields, where we started and did the first 2 loops. So I'll continue where I was at in a second, but basically here comes the winner, Simon, 24:45, I believe, around that ballpark. But basically, so what happened is we go down onto the field again, and then we go into the woods. And there's a literal creek crossing where you cross a little stream of water, and it's not short enough where you can jump over it. But we go into the woods, and this is truly like cross-country style if I've ever seen it. Tree roots everywhere, pretty darn hilly. Not the most hilly part of a course that I've ever seen, but definitely not pancake flat. But the tree roots are the hardest part. I feel like I was breaking rhythm every 10 steps at least. And then basically we get out of there and we go into an open field that's still not flat, but and then we finally finish after that. But that's 2 miles. The last 2 miles of the race involves that field and more importantly the woods, which definitely slowed me down. And as you saw the second place finisher there, that's probably where more of the pack started to break up. And I lost sight of that pack in the woods when I was dealing with the tree roots and everything. And I really wanted to be with those guys. All of those guys went under 26 minutes that you saw finish right there. But I just didn't have it on that day. But just focusing on more mental toughness for my future races to try and hold on. Not too disappointed with it. But definitely I feel like I could have done a little bit better as you see me there finish strong. And some of those guys behind me started to get on me. So definitely need to focus on some of the finishing part of the race.
Wow, how did it get that dark in that span of minutes?